I am going to be telling you the secret on how to cheaply build your LEGO Star Wars Clone Trooper army in 2021. Now, it's crazy to think that all these three little figures I'm holding in my hand right now can cost around $100 just to get these three figures. The 501st Trooper, they're going for around 20. 212 Troopers are going for close to 25 nowadays, and this Commander Wolf is going for at least $50. Now, obviously, it is very hard to get LEGO Star Wars Clone Troopers on a cheap basis. It is extremely difficult. There is lots and lots of them on the market in terms of that, and their prices are sky high. I can say from experience, it's very hard acquiring these figures, and I'm going to give you guys my insight on the best ways to cheaply and securely buy these Clone Troopers. I know a lot of people ask this. I've had 2 videos on this before, and I want to make an updated one for 2021, so if you're new to the channel, please remember to subscribe, hit the bell, do all the other things. We are just so close to 10,000 subscribers, and I know these videos tend to do well, so if you are a new person to the channel and you like this type of content, tell me in the comments and hit that subscribe bell because it'll help me out a ton. Now in this video, I have created a list on how to get all the official LEGO Clone Troopers cheaply. We are going next week to go over how to cheaply get all the custom LEGO Star Wars Clone Troopers, like Clone Army Customs, Firestar Toys, all of those. But this week we are strictly going on official LEGO minifigures. With that said, we're gonna get started right on into it. First off, this is no secret, but since the 2020 version of the new Clone Troopers has recently come out in the 501st Battle Pack, it has been absolutely crazy on the clone market. Last time I did one of these, that wasn't out. The market was very scarce in terms of clones, but now we are good. And right now on Amazon, the 501st Battle Pack, it's going for 24 bucks on Amazon, give or take. You'd find it other places as well. Now, this is absolutely a great value for Clone Troopers. You get 3 501st Clone Troopers, a 501st Jetpack Trooper, a Clone Speeder, a Clone Walker, 2 Battle Droids, and all for $24. That's a pretty great deal. And even those droids and builds together at probably at most they're worth $10. It's just a lot harder to sell those because most people just want it for the figures, and I've noticed a lot of people try reselling them, and nobody's really in the market to buy those. They're all in the market for the troopers. But if you estimate that cost out, you're paying about $3.50 for 501st Clone Trooper, including the Jetpack Trooper, which is absolutely an amazing deal, and you'll never find a cheaper way. It's just a bigger investment to buy the whole thing. Build you could even convert into other builds, like Swamp Speeders, as seen in this video, as well as other things. And even if you want to try and resell that or trade that with someone, it's probably worth about $10 value. So you could, if it's costing you $14, that's easily a great deal if you're taking $10 off of the builds. $3.50 off the 501st Legion Trooper isn't too bad. Now, we also have the 332nd Trooper. These guys are around $14 to $18 on Bricklink, but the AT-AT they come in, releases for about 34 bucks on Amazon as well as other sites. It varies about $1 or $2. And you can get an AAT Ahsoka Tano, the 2 droids, and the Clone Trooper for 32 bucks, which again, you're ending up saving more money than you're losing. It's just a bigger investment and you're getting more things that you're less interested in. You could try to resell about all the figures and builds in that, and you'd probably sell them for at least 25 bucks, and then you're paying about $9 for that Ahsoka Clone Trooper, because, you know, if you take away the 25, assume Ahsoka goes for about 10, assume the droids go for about 2 each, and assume the build goes for a okay amount, right on point to be paying $9 for a 332nd Trooper, which is pretty good. And again, if you want to keep those builds, I'd personally recommend it. It's just nice to have those builds around. They're also going to probably be more valuable in the future, especially when these sets retire. So I totally recommend just holding on to them, playing with them, keeping them sealed if you want. It doesn't really matter. The only other Clone Trooper on the market as this point in January 2021 is the Airborne Trooper that comes in General Grievous' Starfighter. Now, he costs like 25 bucks online. He's a very cool figure. If he's someone you really want, you might as well just buy General Grievous' ship. I know it's overpriced, I know, and it's not any Commander Cody or nothing like that, but I think just paying 25 outright, there's no real way around it, and this set isn't exactly going on sale. You probably try to resell it, as well as Grievous and Obi-Wan. You probably try to resell them for about 50 bucks, 60 bucks maybe, if you're a really good salesperson. But you're not really going to be able to get him for a great price. I'd say just buy the set outright if you want him. And if you want to build an army of him, that's going to be a lot tougher. It's going to be a lot tougher, and I'm not going to sugarcoat that. Next up, we have older clones, or clones that came out prior to the 2020, and basically for a long period of time, we were getting like maybe 1 Clone Trooper a year. I believe from 2015 to 2020, we get a grand total of like 5 clone troopers released, which is absurd. But also because of the recent shutdowns, the clone troopers and Lego Star Wars in general have shot up in price, at least by like 25, 40% to 40%. It's been crazy. It's very hard to know the secrets for how to do this, but I'm going to be trying to give you my personal advice for how I do it. Now, first advice is Goodwill and the Salvation Army. I like the Salvation Army a lot, but I think that's a thing you don't really want to touch because, like, you know, that's for people who are, I guess, less fortunate, but I think that's they certainly have cheaper Legos there, so if you're just looking to get cheaper Legos in general and you can't afford these clone troopers, absolutely go to the Salvation Army. They have these new stores they're setting up. But in terms of other stuff, there is the Goodwill organization. I am not a huge fan of them because of some shady business practices, and I don't like them, so I personally don't buy them, but it is a secret I'll give to you. And basically what you can do is they have this website on Goodwill. You can do auctions. They have their own eBay, and they sell Lego Star Wars, and they're all at decent prices. Their Lego Star Wars are very good prices. You get minifigure lots, and you get them for very fair prices. I think you'd get really good deals on there, and even non-clone troopers. And like I know a guy who spent $38 on a haul of about like 25 Star Wars minifigures, and there was a $100 Phase 2 Captain Rex in there. Like, it's really a random thing. You really have to search through there and scroll through. But that is an unheard of thing. You don't want to touch on eBay anymore. I'll get to that in a second, but let's get into the next secret. Another way to cheaply do this, and this is not really a secret, but it is just trading or buying with your friends. I mean, if your friends are getting out of Lego and they're not huge into that anymore, it's very easy, you know, to just offer them, you know, 20 bucks, or if you want to trade or give them something in return. It's called exchanging, the art of the deal, if you will. But I think that, you know, assume a lot of old friends, or even if you have older cousins that used to have Lego Star Wars, just offer to pay them or do whatever if you have any money or gift cards or anything. It's really a trading thing. Your cousins or friends could have older sets. I know I used to trade with my friends when I was younger. And again, you'd probably do this online. I don't recommend you trade Legos online with other people. That's just a bad idea because, one, it could get lost in the post office. Two, I'd like to think the best in people, but it could probably also be a scam. You don't know. There's no monetary value input, so you can't exactly input insurance on if it gets stolen or not, which is a sucky thing to deal with, so I don't recommend doing that. But I think just trading or buying it from friends or people who aren't into Lego as much anymore or don't even know what it's worth, then that's a good idea. And again, that's kind of shady. Like, if you want to give them exactly what it's worth, that's fine. But if you can't afford that, that's fine too. Do whatever really you want, because clone troopers are amazing. Another place to get them is Instagram. There are tons of sellers on Instagram with a variety of options. I have a personal friend who recently sold them. He recently closed down his store, who I was going to recommend in this, but there's plenty of people. There's Republic Brix. He's certainly on the more pricey side, mainly because he has a lot of following in terms of customer base, so they are much more likely to, gives it to the highest bidder. And you don't want to be the one spending hundreds of thousands of dollars on getting it cheaply. If you want to find these more, like, lesser known sellers, I know a lot of people come to me offering to sell me stuff. And you can obviously always negotiate. Negotiating is very important. I always try to negotiate my best when it comes to buying certain Lego deals. I negotiate it down so, I can afford to get more. And that's obviously very important. Just know when it's worth the fight and when it's not. If someone's very firm on their price, just don't bother them. Or if they're overpriced to begin with, don't bother. They're usually stuck to that one overpriced number, and they're usually not willing to go down too much. But it's really up to you guys. Instagram is a very wild jungle. There's a lot of risk involved, and there's also plenty of rewards. And it's just very hard to seek out people. Maybe putting things out on your Instagram stories like, hey, got any Legos for sale? Hit me up. And then they'll, do that. And obviously, that's another great strategy, but nothing too exciting. I know from one of my friends, I was able to get in Captain Rex's I was able to get a regular ATTE with all the figures for $100, including instructions, which was a pretty good deal. I've also, there are a lot of nice people, so they'll throw in extras. You don't know. It's really a nice, it's a nice platform. You have to know what you're getting. You have to know the sellers. You have to confer with people who bought. Always ask for references. That's very important. Now let's move into the next one. If you only shop at big box stores like Target, Walmart, or Kohl's, your parents don't allow you to buy on Instagram, that's completely understandable. Now, here is the best way to gain these discounts and get discounts where you can. Recently, I've seen a lot of people liking Kohl's because they offer Kohl's Cash if you spend a certain amount of money. The problem with Kohl's Cash is they never run sets on sale, and you're almost always going to be saving more on Amazon or Walmart because they're never putting their stuff on sale. And for the amount you're saving, it's basically the same with the Kohl's Cash, except with the Kohl's Cash, you have to go shop there again to redeem it, which is obviously very annoying. And I think you're just better off going off with Amazon or Walmart right off the bat, and you're not paying the extra fee. You're paying technically over the regular price, and you're not really getting any extra discount, or the discount you would be getting at other stores is applied already at Walmart or Target. Out of Walmart or Target, if you had to choose, Walmart is easily the best bet. They always mark their sets down at least $2 starting off to begin with, and they are the best bet for cheaper sets generally. And you know, even if that's only by $1. So if you rather go to Target because you don't like supporting Walmart, it's only by $1, so it's not that huge of a deal. But Amazon and Walmart are usually neck and neck in terms of prices, and obviously at that point it's just personal preference. Do you want to go to a Walmart store? Do you trust Walmart more than Amazon? They both have free shipping, basically. Amazon, I believe, is 2-day shipping. Walmart, if you order it before 12 p.m. on a weekday or regular day, you'll be able to get it within the next day, which has worked well for me. So again, that's all really up to personal preference. If you want to go shopping at a specific Walmart and you want it today, that's a lot more risky because the sets may not be in stock. It's all up to you. And again, Amazon, they might be out of stock too. We just don't know. Next up, I want to talk about eBay and Mercari. eBay recently, it has just been incredibly hard to find LEGO deals because everything good is very buried under much of the garbage ads you get. You get lots of knockoff LEGO, you get lots of people who over-promote their products, and it's just very hard to sift through that sea of crud. And you need to get through that. And obviously, with eBay, it's just gotten a lot harder. Now, on top of that, eBay, you have to pay extra fees, and it's just a pain, and everyone's on there, and it's a lot harder to find. Now, Mercari recently is much better in my opinion. Now, this is because instead of bidding outright, you automatically get, it automatically just shows you the best deals and best searches, and you can filter it that way. I'll leave a link for my Mercari because I guess I get a little bit of a kickback in terms of if you use that link, so you could check out Mercari. And obviously, instead of bidding, you're just buying stuff outright. It's much easier to do that instead of, you getting a bidding war. And it also depends. They also give you like $10 gift cards if you share links with 10 friends, and all this sorts of fun stuff. And you obviously have to spend lots of time scrolling, but that goes with any of these sites, really. And I also recommend things like looking up LEGO Troopers or LEGO Stormtroopers, because a lot of people don't usually know what these clone troopers are. They just think, oh, look, Stormtroopers, which I know is stereotyping, but it's worked for me many times in the past. And it's obviously, most of the time, like, parents whose kids used to collect LEGO clone troopers, maybe they went off to college, and they want some extra cash from the kids' Legos. Or maybe even the kids, they don't remember what clones are. I doubt that. But I think that's another great deal. So just look up LEGO Clone Trooper, LEGO minifigures, LEGO Troopers. Scroll through there. You'll easily find stuff. And you could even search Clone Troopers. Like, that's fine. It just, obviously, that's going to be a lot harder to sift through. And my final tip to you is, obviously, watch out for my next video on how to get custom Clone Troopers, because those sites also sometimes sell official Clone Troopers, so you're going to have to go watch that video, which should be out next week. If this video was helpful to you, please consider subscribing. It would help me out a ton. We are so close to 10,000 subscribers. I will see you all in the next one. Remember to peace out and stay awesome.